Okay, Bant collected company angels, trying to make it work in historic. Be alright if we had more lands, but gotta throw it back. Alright, so we got the lands kinda this time. Still not great. I think I'll throw back one of the speakers, lead on the Soul Warden, and hope to draw land. Okay, opponent goes out with a Triome, and we do find a land, so yep, may as well just play this out tapped, throw out the Speaker of the Heavens, and get in for one with the Soul Warden up to 21 life. All about the life gain in this deck, hoping to get up to that magic number of 27. That's going to turn on my Righteous Valkyrie's Anthem and all kinds of other cool stuff. So we are up against maybe an Uro deck, expecting big things to eventually start coming out from the opponent, but I imagine I have some time. I will play it out on the green side just in case I draw a Collected Company soon, pretty soon. Up to 22, gain one more life from the Speaker, up to 23. And now, with another Angel, I could hit that Anthem with a hit of the Speaker as well. No. I will gain one life from the Soul Warden, so Angel plus Soul Warden will probably get me to 27 life, assuming nothing bad happens. Opponent plays out a Fabled Passage, goes and gets a Swamp, and now I feel unsafe. Oh, there's the Binding. Super good card. Probably going to eat that up with the Skyclave Apparition. I don't really want him ramping any more than he already is. So, getting to 27 life the hard way. Gonna hold back on the plains. No point in rushing it out right now if I draw another land in the same situation as I would be if I played it out this time. Liliana. So, she can do some cool stuff.
This battle is going to end on mine.
Killing my Angel Generator, and I find CoCo. So we'll take out Liliana, send 2 at the face, and I guess I hold up the Collected Company. Okay, Elder Gargaroth. That's going to be a big problem for my deck. Okay, gain a lot of life. Make an Angel at end step. And now we're off to the races. Ooh. Great draw. So gain even more life, and now this Angel can actually get in over the Gargaroth. Okay. Now, assuming that nothing disastrous happens next turn, be off to the races. Gaining tons of life, already up to 53, just kind of out of nowhere. Obviously, the combination of Bishop and all these Angels is pretty great. And then, of course, Resplendent Angel making 4/4s that become 6/6s because I have the Anthem from the Righteous Valkyrie. Just really helps the deck pop off. Still very vulnerable. Who knows what the opponent could have. If he is on an Extinction event, I think I'm okay. He can name even, or odd rather, to get rid of quite a few creatures, but my Angels will stick around. Maybe be able to get in for the last 5 points of damage without the Anthem. Opponent thinking hard on this one. I love this deck. When this deck pops off, it's so exciting. Oh, sweet. Alright, take game 1. Alright, so the opponent is playing some nasty things. I don't have a way of dealing with the Elder Gargaroth. If that comes out, it's kind of just game. I assume he's probably playing Uros, so it might be worth bringing in the Rest in Peace or the Grafdigger's... Well, Rest in Peace. Grafdigger's Cage. Actually, I should probably reconsider the Grafdigger's Cage because it does shut off my Collected Company, and we already have the Rest in Pieces in there. Maybe that'll be part of quick rebuild between these games. Alright, so bring in the 2, rest in peace, assuming that he has Uros, and take out maybe 1 Skyclave. I'm not sure how many targets the Skyclave is going to really have. And maybe 1 Soul Warden. Soul Warden is the newest addition to this deck, and I'm still not 100% sure about the effectiveness of that card right now in this deck. But in that game, it did give me a lot of life, and it helped me get to where I needed to be to really start flinging in some damage. Okay, opponent leads on a Triumph, and we draw another Soul Warden. So I think I'm going to lead on the Soul Warden again. Okay, opponent taking his time over there. So attack in. I think I'll play the Youthful Valkyrie to the board. Just represent a little bit more damage. This thing can really grow very quickly. It's a cool card, great little uncommon. Every time another angel enters the battlefield, which we have tons of angels in this deck, she's going to get a +1/+1. So can get very big and out of control if not answered. Opponent seems to be struggling a little bit over there. Makes a decision, plays out the breeding pool, and there's the Uro. So Uro gains us a little bit of life, gains the opponent a little bit of life, and draws a card. A little bit of ramp as well. Okay, Linvala, not a terrible draw. So I think I am going to play out the pathway on the green side just in case I hit the Collected Company. Now, I don't know. Maybe Linvala is the choice here. Grow the Youthful Valkyrie a little bit, and then it kind of provides a little bit of protection. But if he has a Languish, I'm kind of just in trouble. I'm going to be in trouble to a Languish no matter what. Maybe he does. He might have a Fatal Push, and that's what he's thinking about right now. No, a Disfigure. Nice. Okay. Did not expect a Disfigure. So we don't need to rush out this Rest in Peace too quickly. The opponent only has 1 extra card in his graveyard right now for this Uro. Adding another now with his Fable Passage. There's the Binding of the Old Gods. So we'll see what he gets. Going after my Youthful Valkyrie. Okay, I could sack the Linvala to give the Youthful Valkyrie either Hexproof or Indestructible. Both will work in this case. But I think I'd rather keep the Linvala around. That play kind of is signaling to me, though, that he might have a Languish in hand because he's afraid that Youthful Valkyrie will get up to a 5 toughness creature, and he might not be able to deal with it. Okay. Thoughtseize. Let's see what he takes. Probably the... I don't know. Maybe the Rest in Peace? Languish lines up really well against this deck. Of course, the angels that I make with Resplendent Angel are 4/4s. Everything else in the deck is probably pretty close to 3 or 4 toughness. And we really need the Anthem Valkyrie to get above the Languish. Big choice for the opponent. He could take the Skyclave, but if he wants to protect his Binding, he could take the Rest in Peace, obviously, for the Uro. And he decides to go with the Resplendent Angel. Okay. We find another Linvala. So get in for 2, or 3 rather. And now I think I'd rather just scoop up the Binding. I really don't want him ramping any more than he already is. And right now he's unable to cast the Uro because of the Double Swamp. Let's assume that he doesn't have another blue or green source. I think he'd need another... Well, one or the other. Okay, so he has that. He's still short on the Uro, of course. But for 2, 4, 6 mana, I'm sure there are a lot of nasty things the opponent can play out to the board. Maybe another Elder Gargaroth. That would be real rude. Okay, it's got a Dreadhorde General. So both of these are going to die.
If I were you, I'd just surrender right now.
Wow. Nothing I can really do about this.
Battle to the brave.
And I give him a very, very healthy 4/4. Okay, put this in tapped and throw out a Linvala. Maybe next turn I'll be able to use her to get in at this Liliana. But things are looking a little sour right now. Opponent makes a 2/2 zombie.
Rally, but effective.
And another Liliana.
Run now, and I might spare your life.
Not looking good.
You can scream if it hurts too much.
Ooh, and a Thoughtseize. So we're sitting here with the Speaker of the Heavens, and I think we'll go to one draw. If we draw a CoCo, maybe I can still be in this, but with the Heliod, I don't see me coming back into this game. Yeah. So, gonna scoop it up. Go to the third game. Liliana's doing some nasty work. Gonna bring in Redain. She, on the play, is going to slow down the opponent quite a bit, stop him from getting out those big planeswalkers, and puts the Languish back a turn or two. I don't know how I feel about the Skyclaves in this matchup. Okay, well, at least we get to play first. And this hand is looking okay. The problem is the Sun Petal Grove is going to come in tapped with the current lands that we have, and we are one land short. Still, if I do find the third land, it can really pop. So I think maybe just lead on the Grove and pass it back to the opponent. Plays out a Triome, of course. I think this has to be on white, so we are cut off from blue for Linvala for future turns, but this is probably the play that I have to make. I could have gone double 1-drops, but I think this bishop has a lot more value being on the board right now. Okay, plays out an island, and there's the growth spiral. Okay, finds another Triome. Miss on the land. Unfortunate. So now I could play out the Youthful Valkyrie, gain 4 life, or I could just go with the double Soul Warden, which probably ends up getting me to this Anthem a little bit quicker than playing out just the Youthful. Attack for 1. Maybe we'll see an Uro on this turn. There's the Drowned Catacomb, and there's the Languish. Brutal. Okay, well, rebuild time. Bishop of Wings. Not a whole lot I can do in this position. This Sultai deck is probably one of the nastier matchups for the Angels deck, just because they're going to have so much spot removal and obviously Languishes. And then eventually they get up to an Elder Gargaroth or an Uro, and it's hard for me to deal with those creatures. There's the Binding. Binding of the Old Gods is just killing it. This card is insane. So much value out of that card every single time it hits the battlefield. Alright. So, in a lot of trouble, but just keep playing out to the board and hope that the opponent runs out of steam at some point. I really doubt it, though. A Dreadhorde General again here would be absolutely brutal. Okay, plays in the Overgrown Tomb. There's the Thoughtseize taking the Righteous Valkyrie. Not what I wanted to happen. Lots of Thoughtseizes. Cycling the Triome and digging his way to another card. Okay, so the opponent is flooding out a bit, and, well, here we go. Yeah. Player to the board. At this point in the game, it's not going to really make any difference. And actually, it probably wouldn't have made any difference. Even if I played it on turn 3. It might have slowed down the binding of binding the old gods, but opponent's been on a lot of regular stuff. He did play out of Languish. This card, new addition to the sideboard as well. I don't know how well it's going to play. She is a god, not an angel, a little unfortunately. But, yeah. Made him pay a little bit extra for that one. We find a very useless card. He doesn't have discard. He might have a Thoughtseize. I'm going to hold it in hand. If I draw CoCo next turn, I can play it out and CoCo all in one fell swoop. And that's really the only card that's going to get me back into this at this point. He cycles, digging hard. Cycles again, so we have a chance. If we draw well, opponent's really drawing poorly, but he's drawing a ton of cards, and he's got a ton of mana, so pretty much any big thing is going to murder me. Well, Linvala, go ahead. She can protect the board a little bit. Opponent down to 6, so he needs something this turn. Let's see what it is. Sometimes you get lucky. Opponent draws really poorly. Until they draw not poorly. Okie doke. Well, thankfully, Linvala is going to stay onto the field. Ooh. So we get rid of the Speaker and the Youthful Valkyrie. See what we draw. Oof. So, there's arguments to maybe going face here. I probably got to get rid of the Liliana, right? Liliana can't kill the Linvala next turn, but he's got so many cards in his library that are going to be able to kill it. And then if he starts generating a bunch of zombies, I'm going to kill the Dread Horde. Get it off the battlefield. We need some action. No more lands. We need a CoCo. Come on, deck. Put 4 of them in there for a reason. Opponent counting out his mana by the looks of it. I imagine disaster is about to strike. Vorinclex. Okay. I mean, Vorinclex is okay. I mean, it's not great, but it's not too bad. And Valky. Okay. Takes a look at my hand. Did he not have red? No, I guess he didn't have red mana to play the Valky out on the flip side. On the Cosmic Imposter side. So he's going to get in for 6. So it's going to come down to kind of this draw. Alright, my turn. To think... Well, we'll play out the pathway because he knows it's there. And to think if I would have just attacked the Liliana last turn, would have been okay. Would have got the victory. But no way I could have known. Maybe it was right to just go face in at that point and just to kind of expect to lose the game. Oh, the opponent. So I don't know if I deserve this win, but you know, I'm gonna take it. You're gonna take it in the face of awesome Lilianas and Vorinclexes and Valkyries, all these cool cards. Opponent drew very poorly. He cycled a ton of these Triomes and just kind of didn't find much. He had Thoughtseizes that really drained his life. Yeah, his wheels kind of spun a little bit. Awesome. Picked one up. Okay, more Bant CoCo Angels. Trying to make it work. Hand's okay. Hand will be very good if I can find the 3rd land. So let's try it out. Lead on the Temple Garden. Play out a speaker. Send it over to the opponent. See what he's on. Opponent plays out a snow-covered forest and a Pelt Collector. So maybe we'll be seeing a Gruul deck. It could also be a mono-green aggro deck. Play out the Youthful Valkyrie and attack him with the Speaker of the Heavens. Happy trade here if he gives it to me. Okay. Plays out the Stomping Ground with a second Pelt Collector. And a Lovestruck Beast. Alright, so we whiff on our land. Really need to find that land, and need to find it very soon. There's the Burning Tree Emissary. Wonder if he has a land to follow it up with the Lovestruck Beast. He does not. He has a Scavenging Ooze. This Scavenging Ooze can get relatively big. Hope it doesn't get to that point. I could lead on the Linvala and protect my board a little bit. That doesn't seem too bad. I could put out the Righteous Valkyrie as well, and then next turn we possibly would be getting double Anthems. I don't imagine the opponent will be attacking into me. I'm a little bit afraid of the Righteous Valkyrie getting killed by something, but with him on 2 mana, I think it'll be a little bit difficult for him to find 4 damage. So, Righteous Valkyrie time. I'm not going to attack this time. I want to preserve my life total. Actually, I didn't realize I was so low. So we're a little bit far away from getting this Anthem effect. But hopefully if the Bishop of Wings sticks to the board, we can get there sooner than later. Now with this Lovestruck Beast out, though, things are a little sketchy. Okay. Lead on a Linvala. Okay. So we were able to gain 5 life from, or 3 life from the Valkyrie and life from the Bishop, and now we're in a pretty good spot. I think I'm still going to hold back, though. Next turn, we can get out a second Anthem. Still learning the cards. Kind of forgot there that the Righteous Valkyrie would give me life from the Linvala. Okay. Ooh. So this looks like a... This looks like an Embercleave, right? So, let's make some blocks. We'll block there. Block there, block there, block there. Let's see your Embercleave. Linvala's Indestructible can really come in handy right now. Okay, if he puts it on the 1/1, he actually gets rid of my Anthem. Let's see if he sees that line. He puts it on the Pelt Collector. Okay. I think it's still worth it to sack here. Yeah. Okay, we temporarily lose our Anthem, but the opponent also lost quite a few things there. And he scoops it up. Yeah, awesome. So, opponent on a fairly aggressive plan. I think it's definitely going to be Baffling Ends. Taking out maybe the Soul Wardens. Do I also want Authority of the Consuls? It's got Questing Beast. That's really the only hasty thing that I got to be concerned with, so maybe not too necessary. The amount of life gain, I've been saying it since I've been playing the deck, the amount of life gain in these Angels decks is just insane, and when they go uncontested, they just keep generating so much life, and suddenly you're up to 50 life without even noticing it, and in a pretty good spot. And the fact that these Valkyries come in, they give you 2/2, +2/+2, and they stack. Oh man. So a little bit land heavy, but I do have 2 removal spells to hopefully keep him a little bit slow, and then pray I draw into something. Collected Company would be the best draw, of course. He leads on a Pelt Collector. Okay, that's not terrible. Put out Glacial Fortress, pass it back. So probably going to take a little bit of damage, at least 2, maybe even 3 this turn. There's the first trigger for the Pelt Collector. Let's see if he has the follow-up Brawler. He does not, but still, 2 Burning Tree Emissaries are going to be quite annoying. Gonna have to get rid of... Oh, wow, he's just going for it. All right. So, we got to get rid of this Pelt Collector now. Still going to take a lot of damage, but next turn can Skyclave. Not sure what the opponent's thinking. There you go. All right, so we eat up the Pelt Collector because that thing is going to grow with the Bone Crusher Giant if the opponent has his 3rd land. Still taking 4 damage from these Burning Tree Emissaries, so we'll have to do something about them relatively soon. He misses his land. Okay, okay. So, I could play out the Linvala. I think it's probably better just to play out the Skyclave. Eat one of these, slow down the bleed a little bit, and then hopefully start gaining back some of this life in the second part of this game. Does the opponent find his 3rd land? He doesn't, but he has a Domri's Ambush, dealing some damage to my Skyclave. And a little bit more damage to my face. Well, another Skyclave. And now I really want to find a Collected Company. If the opponent has another Bone Crusher Giant to stomp this Skyclave, it could be pretty annoying. He has another Ambush. Okay, so I brought in my removal, he brought in all of his interaction, and now we're in trouble. Drawn too many lands. Well, play out the Linvala and hope to hold on. Pretty much need something next turn. If he has another Domri's, what is it called? Domri's Ambush, I'm dead. He finds the land, so I'm still dead? Yeah. If he gives it haste, I'm dead. Yeah. So, good showing by the opponent. Unfortunate that, well, I'm not dead, but a little unfortunate the way things panned out. Down to 1. Okie doke. Sometimes you draw all lands. Only really drew 1 action spell outside of our starting hand, I think. Maybe 2. So not that great. Okay. Hope that game 3 goes a little bit better and that the opponent doesn't have so many direct ways to deal with my creatures. Okay, we get to play first, and sure. We have ways to deal with his creatures that he can't deal with, and then another Skyclave to follow it up. And then hopefully we can work our way to this Collected Company that would have come in quite handy last game, but it wasn't to be. So, put out a Hallowed Fountain tapped. What do you got, opponent? Snow-Covered Forest, and the Pelt Collector. Well, we find our green source, and I honestly think I just got to get rid of that Pelt Collector. That thing can grow very quickly. I love the combination of Pelt Collector on 1, turn 2, Burning Tree Emissary into Brawler. It's just, you know, putting 8 damage on the board on turn 2. There's a Gallia. Find another Collected Company. So, maybe I just Baffling End Gallia. Conserve a little bit of life from this Hallowed Fountain and hope that a land is in my future. This card right here. This has got to be a land. Any land, I think. Finds a 3rd mana for a Gruul Spellbreaker. We do not find it. So I think I have no choice but to eat up this Spellbreaker. And yeah. Now the good thing here is that he doesn't necessarily have the creatures to activate the Domri's ambush unless he has another land and maybe a burning tree or, you know, or he could just have a direct 2 damage, sure thing. So he gets a 3/3 and a Love-Struck Beast's baby. And we are whiffing on these lands. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Okay, I guess put out the Bishop of Wings and hope that we... hope the deck cooperates a little bit. Just sometimes the way it goes. He finds his 4th land, comes in untapped. And an ambush. Nasty. Super good card. Glad people are playing it. It's deserves to be played. And now, well, we find our land, but still not a great spot. Hopefully these CoCos turn up something real good. Would have been nice if that Bishop of Wings was able to stick on the battlefield, but can't have everything, can ya? I have to CoCo. Probably going to chump block something here. So we find a Bishop of Wings and a Resplendent Angel. Is there any reason not to block here? If he has the Embercleave, he's going to deal lethal damage to me. So maybe I actually have to throw the Resplendent Angel. Maybe I have to throw both on this. No, because that's real bad. I think I got to sacrifice the Resplendent Angel, just assuming that he's going to have the Embercleave. Yeah, there it is. So we didn't die this turn, but in a pretty bad spot. Can't really do anything about this token because the Skyclave Apparition cannot eat him. And yeah. So what I could do is I could put out both Youthful Valkyries. That's going to gain me 8 life, put me up to 11. I could also just CoCo and pray. We came here to CoCo. We'll CoCo. CoCo and pray. Wonder if I should have done that on my end step, just so I maybe could have hit a Resplendent Angel and made an additional angel. There's the Gruul Spellbreaker. Okay, so we know what the opponent's playing with. So no mystery things coming at us. Okay. Oh, oh no. Oh no. Oh. If it weren't just Heliod, we would have been okay. Oh well, sometimes CoCos betray. A little sad. Okay. What can you do? Alright, still trying this Bant CoCo Angels thing out. Trying to make it work. Get to play first in this game, and yeah, that's a good hand. We keep it. Just kind of lost to Gruul Aggro in the last one. Things just didn't quite go my way with that last Collected Company. It was a little greedy. I certainly could have played out both of the Youthful Angels and had a little bit of a safer approach to it, but hey, I wanna play Collected Company. So you play Collected Company. We play out a Hallowed Fountain, then attacking with the Soul Warden, and our opponent has a Scavenging Ooze. So I think that's an okay target for my Skyclave. Sure. Never liked letting the ooze live for too long. Although he has no graveyard food to eat, still not where I want to be. Next turn we can put out one of these shock lands and hold up a collected company. There's a Garruk's Harbinger. Okay. Put it on the white side since I already have my green source and kind of pass back to the opponent. So this card, pretty cool. Hexproof from black, not a big deal for my deck. And then whenever he deals combat damage to a player or a planeswalker, look at that many cards at the top of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom. Super good card. One that I haven't really played with very much. He's got a Fairgrounds Warden. I've been seeing this card showing up a lot more just over the last couple days. And really surprised with it. I think I'm going to react because he is taking a Soul Warden. Okay. Gain a little bit of life. And now he can't really attack. Next turn, this Valkyrie's going to come down, and we're making angels. Here we go, boys. Popping off. Popping right off. Yeah, opponent's not having any of this. Righteous Valkyrie, 100% my favorite card in this deck and in all the Angels decks. It's just such a cool card. So I think Baffling End is worth bringing in for this this one. You will notice I didn't mention it. I did get rid of the Grafdigger's cages, replaced them with 2 Gideons because, I don't know, I like Chad. And he has lifelink. I don't know. Why not? I don't think I necessarily need the Linvalas for this matchup since our opponents are probably not going to be playing too many removal spells. Get rid of one of the Heliod's and maybe just 2 Soul Wardens. Sure. So very good performance from the deck in that first game there. Again, Righteous Valkyrie. When it comes down with the Bishop, I feel like I have a very high win percentage if I'm in that spot, especially against a deck like I don't know what he's on, a Selesnya CoCo deck, Selesnya Value. Whatever that is. Also been really impressed with Linvala. It was a card that I had thought about when I was building the... yeah, I'll keep it. When I was building the Orzhov Angels deck, and it just didn't make it into consideration. I didn't want to go 3 colors. But... man, have I ever been impressed with Linvala. She's been doing tons of work. Not in that last game specifically, but great card. All right, so we're finding a lot of our 3-drops slow and steady. We'll probably play out a turn 3 Heliod and then go into a collected company on 4. Soul Warden a little bit late. That's okay. Love that Heliod Spear animation. What do you got, opponent? Already up to 4 mana. Not struggling with lands. He's got the Skyclave for the Heliod, so good on you. Alright. Well, it's CoCo time. Scavenging Ooze, no food to eat. Opponent not attacking into the CoCo. And we find a Bishop and a Valkyrie. Sure. So that's going to be a little bit of life gain, and yeah. Looks like we're going to get up to this Anthem sooner than later. He's got his own CoCo. Oh no. Oh no. He picked those very quickly, didn't he? Alright. Battle of the CoCos. And I think I'm losing it. Baffling End. Gonna happen. He's got a mammoth, sure thing. Let's see if he attacks. I didn't think so. Smart opponent over there. So, yep. This is what we're doing. I suppose there's argument for putting out either one of these. I kind of like the Linvala because I can protect my board from some of these pesky exile effects that the opponent is certainly playing in his deck. And I'm still going to get up to the Anthem on one of the Righteous Valkyries, and I'm going to be making a Resplendent Angel this turn. So, yep, I think that's Resplendent Angel Baby, that is. Get in for 5. So we're at a very healthy 35 life and have quite the board. The opponent really needs something big here. Okay, he's digging for the Collected Company. I don't think that's going to save him. I think I'm going to be able to fly over and just smash his face in. So he finds a Luminarch and another Scavenging Ooze, and that is not going to be enough, especially since I have another Anthem in the works, and the opponent knows it. He scoops it up. Awesome. Great performance from the Angels deck. Okay, get to play first. Hand is looking aggressive. I think I'm going to keep it. Not a whole lot of Angels, but we will get to remove pretty much anything that the opponent plays out. And hopefully we draw into some Angels. We also don't have access to green mana as is, so it could be a bit of a problem. Now, Skyclaves are going to be okay against Elves. However, the Elf deck might just be a little bit too fast. Hopefully I'm able to scoop up something important on this next turn with a Skyclave. Nothing too threatening, so I think probably just going to play out the Righteous Valkyrie. Next turn, if I draw a land, I can go Speaker into Skyclave. No reason to attack yet. With our lands, I played it on the white side, of course. For the most part, you're going to be playing on the white side, like I said before in earlier games. We're really only playing blue for Linvala, and we're only playing green for CoCo. Okay, opponent just passed it back, so I guess we're going to put this on green. Play out a Speaker of the Heavens. Is it possible that he's playing a CoCo? He does have the mana up for it, so maybe the case. Let's force it. Not a great target for this Skyclave, but it is going to make him do the CoCo now, and then maybe I can see if I can attack in with the Righteous Valkyrie or not. Getting pretty close to that magic number of 27. Okay, he was able to put out a lot of power, and unfortunately, there was no way I was going to be able to Skyclave either of those creatures this turn, since he was most certainly going to be waiting till end of turn. He plays out a Woodland Cemetery for a little bit of black. I'm wondering what that black is for. With this Elvish Archdruid, he can just create tons of mana. He's up to 8 mana currently. Let's see if he has anything else. We are kind of in the threat range of a Craterhoof Behemoth. Okay. Well, he has just flooded out his hand, drew an extra card, and pretty good board presence for our opponent. Conserve a little bit of life. I don't really care if he gets back another creature. But pretty bad spot. This elf deck really pops off quickly. Ooh, not what I want to see. So I can take one of the Archdruids, but I think I'm pretty much dead. The War Master is also a really good card I don't want to leave on the battlefield, but I don't think I have much of a choice. I think I kind of just got to hope that he draws dead. And that's probably asking maybe a little bit too much. And anyway, even if he doesn't draw dead with this board presence, I am kind of stuck chump blocking a lot of stuff. There's a new card, Herald. He's going to do a lot of things. When he enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal an elf. He reveals an elite, and he puts it into his hand. So his board continues to expand out, and he gets the pump from the War Master, and I don't think there's any way I can do it. This card, what a great addition to the elf deck. Gonna have to go to game 2 and hope to do something. So we block all 5 here, and we still die. So let the opponent get his beats in. Ooh, feels so bad. All right. Been seeing a lot of elves, and a lot of elves doing crazy things. So we bring in the Baffling Ends. I guess I take out the Soul Wardens, as I've been doing. I don't think there's any reason for the Authority of the Consuls. It does gain me some life, but I guess there's argument to keep the Soul Warden in to gain all that life. Yeah, maybe. I don't think I need all the Linvalas. Yeah, maybe just take out one Soul Warden, do something like this. Okay. Gotta try to be a little bit faster than the Elf deck, and that might be asking a lot. Settle the Wreckage is a card for some reason I didn't consider. I put it in my Orzhov Angels deck, but I didn't put it in this sideboard. Maybe there's something there, and I should look into putting that card into the next iteration of this deck. Not the best hand, but we do have 2 lands. I feel like this CoCo is going to take forever to get to. So, start with the Amiria's Shattered Skyclave tapped. Next turn, it's not a plane, so I can't go out with the Sunpetal Grove. But I don't really want to take 3 damage from this. Okay, find another Sunpetal Grove, pass it back. Perhaps it was correct to play out the Sunpetal Grove, though, and guarantee that I could have 2 white mana on this turn. Alright, well, I guess it's the Bishop. Throw out the Sacred Founder, Hollowed Fountain. Wow, getting my cards mixed up. Hollowed Fountain, tapped, no reason to shock it in. And then next turn, I can maybe CoCo. Opponent did miss a land drop last turn, so hopefully he's a little bit slow. Digging for that land with the Elvish Visionary. Let's see if he finds it. He does. Alright. So now the opponent is doing well. He has access to 4 mana. I could put out the Bishop plus the Youthful. That would gain me a lot of life. I think it might just be better to CoCo and then next turn go with that plan. Yeah. We'll do that. Like I said before, we came here to CoCo. Opponent up to 5 mana with this Elvish War Master. It can do a lot of work. Its pump is 7 though. Opponent doesn't play anything, so making me think he's got a CoCo of his own. Wonder if he fires it off now. Not the best, but it still is a Resplendent Angel, so next turn I can start making babies. This turn, that is. So put out the Bishop of Wings, throw out the Youthful Valkyrie. This is going to gain me a lot of life. I can make an angel with the Speaker, and at the end of turn I will make another angel with my Resplendent Angel. Is it okay to attack? Maybe not. I don't want to do it yet. I'd rather have the 4/4. So gaining lots and lots of life. This Youthful Valkyrie is getting a little bit bigger. And next turn, we can go even harder. He finds 2 Archdruid. Elf CoCos hit a little bit better than Angel CoCos. Okay, so he's got access to near infinite mana. If he does have a Crater Hoof somewhere in the deck, it is pretty much over. And also this Elvish War Master is going to be able to pump up this team very effectively. Even though I gain 48 life, the Elf deck is a little bit more efficient than Angels. Holy moly. He's going hard. He still has 1 Archdruid untapped, which is going to generate a lot of mana. 15 mana if I'm counting correctly, and he has 16 with the Woodland Cemetery. Can they double? Yeah, they can pump it twice. Oh, good lord. So I expect that he's gonna pump twice. I gotta go with some blocks. If he pumps twice, these become 8/8s, so 8, 16, 24 damage coming in at my face. I have no choice. Gonna hurt. Gotta imagine he's gonna pump it. He doesn't. Okay. So we make a whole bunch of babies. I'm wondering now, after the fact, if I should have blocked with maybe the Bishop of the Wings, and maybe I could have had lethal in the air. Something I probably should have looked more carefully at. Unfortunately now, I don't... If I had another land, it might be a little bit of a better position, but I think I just have to make an angel. Oh, that was a misplay. I should have done it the other way around. Should have played out the bishop first, then made the angel. Would have gained a little bit more life. 4 more life. If I lose by 4 life, then, well, that's on me. He does have the reach back, so I don't think I was getting in for lethal anyways. Thankfully, I did make a whole bunch of spirit babies, and I'm going to make one more spirit. Okay. Generates 11 mana. Plays out a Collected Company. I gotta try out this elf deck. This elf deck is just rad. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing cool things, but he just put 20 power onto the board. No problem. Oh, and he can pump it, yeah. So, I didn't consider that. Something to remember for next time. Bye-bye, poor youthful Valkyrie. I sent you to your death. We make a bunch of tokens, gain a lot of life. You know, we're doing something too. This is getting out of hand. Okay. Opponent, yeah. Would have been more effective just to click all, attack all, and untap these 5, but sure. He can pump a lot. So I'm not even sure I survive here. Too much math is going on in this game right now, and I'm completely out of it. Go Elves. Thinking it over. So he's got 9, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Each of these are going to tap for 21. Yeah, I mean... I don't think I survive here. I gotta put blockers on everything, and I think I'm still dead. Oh, not even close. At least we're gonna see some cool fireworks. The opponent probably gonna hit me for like 400 damage here. Come on, bud, you can do it. Just they're doing all this on 3 mana too. The lords in Elves are just awesome. I really wish other tribes would get the same kind of support that elves have. Then again, elves have been getting this support for many, many years. And so each of these archdruids are going to be tapping for 6 damage. He can do another 12 damage if you like. Sure, he's going to go for it. MTG Arena is a silly place with a lot of silly things. I'm not really sure I could have... didn't play out things as efficiently as I could, but I mean... Could you imagine Settle the Wreckage right now? Oh, goodness. I'm not even mad. Oh, you only hit me for 3 over. Not even mad about that one. That was just rad. Cool. Good on you, Elves. Beat me. Okay. Try it one more time with the Bant CoCo Angels. Just got annihilated by Elves in a pretty glorious display of pumping. See if we can finish strong. So far, the deck has been... It shows that it can do some stuff. It, of course, needs some tuning. I'm going to talk a little bit about the deck after this match. So there is still room to grow and tweaking. Definitely some tweaks are necessary. But I think it's okay. It's a lot of fun. That's all that matters, right? I am going to keep this hand. The mana is awful. Opponent gives us a very friendly hello. Don't see a lot of those. And we get a forest with another elf. So it's possible we are up against elves once again. If that's the case, pain is coming once again. Opponent finds another forest and plays out Marwyn. A very troublesome card for me. So I could play out the Pathway here and put out the Youthful Valkyrie. I could also just play out Speaker of the Heavens, put out a Sun Petal Grove tapped, and wait for the next turn. Either way, I think both plays are pretty piss poor. And I'm in quite a spot with this Marwyn. I am going to get in for 1. If he blocks, it'll be glorious. The best thing a Soul Warden has ever done in her life. Of course, he's not going to be blocking with that. So Marwyn on turn 2, huge problem. She is going to generate a ton of mana for our opponent. And speaking of more mana, he has an Archdruid to gain even more. He could keep going. Marwyn taps for 3 right now. Definitely going to have to look at the sideboard and consider Settle the Wreckage. Then again, you settle the elf deck, you give them a ton of forests, and other bad things can happen from that. Oh, jeez. Okay, so he is generating even more mana next turn. Opted to put it on her, not on... Well, yeah, I guess so. That already taps, and that already taps for mana, so why not? I will play it on the blue side since I do have green, white, white, and blue already. And I'm going to put out the Resplendent Angel, hoping that he plays out 5 creatures on his turn, getting me 5 life from the Soul Warden and making a Resplendent Angel for me. I think that's maybe the best I can hope for. I imagine bad things are happening. Allosauruses are coming. Maybe some Crater Hoofs in my future. We'll see. There's a Great Henge. Okay. One of the least threatening things he could have played out, I think. Which says a lot. Yeah. Going on the offensive, attacking for 9. Not what I wanted him to be doing, since I really want to be getting over that 27 life threshold. I think I just gotta take it, though. And he's got the Collected Company to make things much worse. This deck, it slaps. This deck is something else. All right, so getting hit for a cool 13 on turn 3. You know, people complained when you could play out a Steel Leaf Champion for, 5/4 on turn 3. Look at where we are now. All right, we find the CoCo. It does literally nothing. Throw out the Righteous Valkyrie, gain 1 pitiful life, and pass it back to my death. Jeez. Lead the Stampede. Awesome card. Gonna draw him. Only 2. You know, this is a very different elf configuration from the last deck that we saw, yet it's doing very similar things and doing them extraordinarily well. Like seeing the Great Henge in the deck. Lots of card draw. It pretty much never stalls out. You could probably just combo off and play out the majority of his deck this turn if he hits well. This Marwyn tapping for 13 mana right now. He has 5 in reserve, 6 with the Castle Garenbrig there. He also has 1 untapped Llanowar Elf and an untapped Rishkar, so he's basically got infinite mana. Infinite card draw, as long as the creatures keep coming. So yesterday was a really bad goblin day. I was getting slammed on by goblins all day long. And today we're going in the green direction, getting slammed on by elves. There's the 16 mana. Plays out the Elvish Rejuvenator, draws 2 cards from this. I might get my Angel at the end of the turn. gotta look at those slight upsides if I survive the turn. Lead the Stampede, still with 10 mana in reserve and an untapped land and an elf. Plays out an Elvish Visionary, sure. Gotta let the opponent have some fun. I want to showcase this awesomeness. This is something else. I don't know how good it'll feel if you're on the receiving end of this deck continuously throughout each and every day. But this is why Doomscar and Wrath of God are maybe necessary. Maybe additions to this deck. We are playing white after all. Opponent might, close to 21 cards in his deck. We got 49. Okay. Hey, we turned on our anthem. So that's something. Okay. Okay. I think WotC might have to go back and take a look at the balancing of some of these decks one day. Give people playing Feral Angels a little bit of a better chance. Opponent has a few cards in his hand. He doesn't have the War Master, so he's not pumping. So I guess we block there. Take 20. Lose our anthem, but we make a baby. Gain 12 life. Hey, look at that. Pretty good. He also has a reach creature. For some reason, Wildborn Preserver has a reach and flash. Yep. Hey, we find a pretty good card. May as well play it out. Not going to be quite enough to survive our opponent's onslaught on the next turn. Let's see if he just swings all out or if he decides to... Forerunner. Alright. No blocks. Very reminiscent of the last game a couple minutes ago. Yeah. And this is a... It gives me the good game at the end. Yep. This is a very good example of why interaction is important and why I think this Valkyrie deck, or Angel deck rather, it's never really going to amount to much, simply because, I mean, there are decks that do what we're trying to do a lot better than what we're able to do. I guess the upside is that we didn't misspell our name if he was going for the green. Who knows? Maybe a green is a thing. Yeah. So it's a fun deck. It's cool, cute little deck. But unless you really like Angels, I don't. It's just, there's not enough support for it. You're gonna have a couple of games like I showcased in this video, a couple of games where it really goes off, but you're gonna be getting hit by that more often than not. And I'm not sure you want to be in that position. So, instead of playing Angels, play Wrath of Gods and play Doomscar and live a happier life. So, opponent a little bit slower this time, though. Not saying that this deck can't beat the Elves deck. It certainly can. Especially if we get off to a good start. This hand, it's looking good for us. Opponent a little bit slow over there. I'm not sure what's going on with him. But still, it's it's a little dicey. There's a Preserver. Oh. Well, that sucks. That's my bad. Shouldn't have attacked. I knew he had that card. I just talked about it a minute ago. So, don't throw away your Soul Wardens. There's a Steel Leaf. Okay, pretty good target for the Skyclave Apparition. Play out the Hallowed Fountain tapped, and attack in for 4. He could block. He won't. I think my graphics messed up. I think the opponent hit me so hard last game that now, not graphics, but the audio is messed up. I could attack in. I feel like he's got a CoCo. My CoCos are a lot less reliable than his CoCos, though. So I'm gonna let him do his. Maybe it could have worked out. Ooh, another Preserver. Okay. So it looks like it was definitely a good idea to not go all in with these two Angels there. Okay, opponent definitely not having the same kind of turn that he had with the last bit of luck. Is he gonna put +2? Nope. So he must have another card to play out. What part of this card art represents reach? Tell me. Does she have a bow? She has a bow. I guess that's her reach. All right, CoCo, don't fail me now. Well, okay. Maybe that was wrong. Maybe I should have only just grabbed one bishop and one of the other card there. The other one. The one that makes the Angels. All right, play out the Skyclave Apparition. Get on this 4/4. And now I feel okay attacking his face with these two. Has a Noxious Grasp. Wow. So that's the explanation for the black. Nice. So, interaction, paying off for our opponent. Righteous Valkyrie is still probably the strongest card in the deck, I think. Just does kind of insane things. Opponent shocks in an Overgrown Tomb. Playing out a Llanowar Elf, sure. I wonder if he's just going to load up this Wildborn Preserver. He does. So, I find another Valkyrie. The unfortunate thing is that this Valkyrie is not going to get me over this Wildborn Preserver, so I think what I need to do is probably play out the Resplendent Angel because it's going to make an Angel Baby at the end of the turn for me. So get a bunch of triggers, grow the Youthful, no attacks this time. And a card that shouldn't have reach is Stonewalling me. Cool. There's the Great Henge for the opponent, and we need to do something soon because he's going to start going pretty nuts. So, King Harold, okay. Still has 3 mana open. Finds the Rishkar. Can make the Wildborn Preserver just a little bit bigger if you'd like to. Okay, so he's tapped out. No, he's not technically tapped out because the Rishkar can tap for green. Yeah, okay. So he's going to go up to a 7/7 and a 2/2. Okay. So he's got 4 blockers. We'll put out the Youthful Valkyrie. Yeah, my sound effects are definitely messed up. I'm only hearing like the ambient music behind it, and that's about it. So I kind of think it's an all-out attack right now, right? Yep. He can block 7 here. A lot of air is getting through. Yeah. Sure. So he blocks what he can, but more than 12 damage in the air. I think. Yeah, it was. Cool. So we pick one up. It's really weird playing with the sounds all messed up. Man, that game really... Apparently when you attack with that many elves, it really does something nasty to the client. So, managed to pick up at least 1 win against the elf deck. He was very slow, though, and that was pretty much the only saving grace for the Angels deck in that last match. Last game, rather. Okay, so the hand is okay. It's not that great, though. We don't have the green mana for the CoCo. The Amaria's Call is probably just going to come in as a land, and I'm kind of relying on drawing something. But if I toss this back, I feel like the result of a 6-card hand could be worse than this. I think it's probably okay to keep it and just kind of hope to get a little bit lucky going forward. Opponent really friendly over there. Hello. Maybe this wasn't a keep, considering I know how fast the opponent's deck can be. We'll see if it comes back to bite me or not. Anyways, lead on the Emiria, tapped. Next turn, we'll go out with the Pathway and into the Bishop. I don't really think there's much else I can do. That is a pretty good draw. That means I can go back-to-back Skyclave Apparitions if I need to. This Steel Leaf is going to hit me for 5. I can't avoid that, but 5 damage is honestly not super relevant. He does have mana for CoCo again. Ooh, that is much more relevant. Oh, that's bad too. Alright. So, I gotta shock myself. And I think I have to get rid of this Skyclave while I can. Still in a pretty nasty position. The opponent is only at 3 cards, but he's going to be drawing a ton of cards off of these Great Henges. He has access to 6 mana currently. And I'm not sure I can get over that. We'll see. We'll see. Just gotta, you know, with Angels, there's a lot of hope with the theme, right? You just gotta hope things work out for you. That's the best I can do in a lot of positions. There's the Forerunner. So the opponent is going hard. He's already representing lethal, man. It's only turn 4. Oh, it has trample. They both have trample. All right. Oh, my back. It hurts. What do I do now? Yeah. Good game. Good game, Mr. Opponent. I guess I just eat a Thorn Lieutenant and die to this Forerunner. Alright, a little unfortunate. Opponent's deck, big mana super quickly, like way quicker than I could ever expect my deck to be operating. And yeah, just pretty cool. I'm glad to see a different build of Elves than the last game. Maybe a little bit more of a budget friendly. I would say that if this weren't Arena, he's playing the Forerunner. Forerunner's kind of like the budget Craterhoof Behemoth. But it's working out here. Opponent, a little bit of BM. Good for him. Come on, bud. Just okay, there you go. No blocks necessary, and that's it. At least we got one game within this match. All right, I am going to restart my client, try to get some sound back, and come back with a little bit of a wrap up in a few minutes. All right, so Bant, CoCo, Angels. What can I say about the deck? It's fun. It is a little bit different than the Orzhov Angels deck that I posted in my last video. It's the same kind of game plan though, and a little bit more hopeful. At least with the Orzhov Angel deck, you have access to Thoughtseize, you have better sideboard cards to deal with crazy things like the Elf deck pounding your face. Well, you can bring in Fatal Pushes. They're a little bit more effective than Baffling Ends in that matchup. But the deck is kind of cool. Soul Wardens, actually, I was a little bit on them. They were one of the later additions to the deck to round it out. They did okay. They gained you a lot of life here and there. They helped you get that 1 or 2 points of life that you need to activate the Resplendent Angel trigger. So Soul Warden, not bad. I think it's kind of fine. I don't know if I would put it into the Orzhov deck simply because I'd rather have 4 Thoughtseize or 4 Fatal Pushes in that slot. But in this deck, I think they are fine. Then, of course, the regular package of Speaker, Bishop, Youthful Valkyrie, Resplendent Angel, and Righteous Valkyrie, they're all fine. They do what they're going to do. They're going to generate a lot of life. There were a lot of games when suddenly I was up to 50 or 60 life out of nowhere and able to make a lot of angel babies with the Resplendent Angel. Heliod honestly underperformed. There were a few games where he was on the battlefield and he was putting a lot of counters on things, but it's just a win more card. I don't know if there was really a case where he impacted the game. So although he is a really really good CoCo hit in a lot of time, in this deck I'm not 100% sold on him. Maybe I would rather have some kind of interaction in that slot rather than just another life gaining kind of card. Skyclave Apparitions definitely need to stay in the deck. I think if you're playing a CoCo deck and you have access to white, you are playing Skyclave Apparition because it's just one of the best cards that's been printed in a long time. Yeah, great. Linvala, I think Linvala is totally worth putting in the blue mana for. It does make the mana a little bit clunky, but Linvala, she's an all-star. She comes down, she's on tribal theme. She has a great activated ability, giving your creatures either hexproof or indestructible, and sometimes she's just a really good beater. So not bad. And then Collected Company, sure. There were times when it didn't hit. There were times when it did hit. I do feel that this Collected Company deck is probably a little bit weaker than other Selesnya or Bant makeups that are out there, flying around historic. But there is the fun factor, and maybe it's fine. So otherwise, mana, it worked out mostly okay. There were a couple of awkward things with the pathways not having a mana type for the Sunpaddle Grove or the Glacial Fortress, whatever. Sideboard, I don't know. Never really bothered playing Gideon. He came in after the first match when I took out the Grafdigger's Cages because they didn't really make sense to me playing a CoCo deck. He's in there just in case we run into like a hard control deck, like an Azorius control deck. But maybe he could go out, disenchant and fragmentize to deal with a lot of the nasty enchantments and artifacts, including Grafdigger's Cages that your opponents might be playing. The Authority of the Consoles deck or card did very well for me yesterday when I faced a lot of the Goblin decks. My sound was messed up for that, so I didn't end up using those videos, but it's a card that's definitely going to stay in the deck and do a lot of things. Baffling End, sure, it's fine. It might be better choices, maybe. I don't know. You could play the Glass Casket over that. They're kind of the same, right? No, I think Baffling End is still better than Glass Casket. Besides the point. And then Redain, she never really did much either, so kind of lukewarm on her. Overall, the deck is like I've been saying, it's fun. It does cool things. It just don't get too bent out of shape when you get slammed for 300 damage by Elves on turn 4 or 5. That's magic. Thanks for watching anyways. Tell me what you think about this deck in the comments, and if there are any changes that you would make, I'd love to hear them. If you've been trying out your own Bant CoCo deck, let me know. I'd love to see what you guys are up to, and if you've come up with anything that I haven't thought of. Anyways, take care for now. Bye-bye.